Mountains are much more than simply large lumps of land. Mountains are challenges, giving everybody who tackles them a sense of pride upon reaching the summit. They have become popular holiday destinations, whether for skiing, hiking, or simply enjoying the views, and they are imprinted with memories through every footprint left upon their surface. But mountains can also be deadly. Exposed completely to the elements, mountain hiking or climbing has led to many injuries, disappearances, and even death. Whether it is down to a sheer drop, an icy path, or perhaps something a little less natural, mountains have claimed the lives of many. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 intriguing mountain discoveries, and not all cases are as straightforward as they seem. The Roadope Skull. The main part of the Roadope mountain range lies in Bulgaria, with around 20% spilling over the border into Greece. The mountains themselves are absolutely stunning, with luscious greenery covering the countless river gorges that are a prominent feature of the area. As an ecological and cultural crossroad between Europe, Asia, and the Mediterranean, the Roadope Mountains are extremely biodiverse. Many species, ranging from big bears to small squirrels, call the range their home. But what if we told you that, over 1,000 years ago, the Roadope Mountains were home to some less conventional creatures, shall we say? In 2001, a man named Roman Genshev came across something truly bizarre whilst hiking in the Roadope Mountains. Roman lived in Plovdiv, the cultural centre of Bulgaria just north of the mountains, a city which, thousands of years ago, was part of the ancient Greek Empire. But whether the discovery was actually so coincidental is our first mystery. Roman claimed that he had been experiencing extremely vivid dreams for some time prior to his mysterious discovery, and he felt as if somebody had been guiding him towards it. It was like Roman had made a connection with something supernatural. He claimed that the dreams had guided him to a spot where figures in strange silver dresses gathered in the Roadope Mountains. Lo and behold, upon venturing up there, he found something truly bizarre. Just a little way below the ground's surface, Roman saw something hard and beige-coloured. After clearing away the mud, the object revealed itself. It was a skull, but not just any old skull. The skull that Roman found was truly bizarre. It resembled no known creature and looked severely deformed. The front of the skull was inverted, very flat, and the nose, mouth, and eye sockets looked markedly different to anything that a human or animal would possess. The eyes were large, pointing diagonally upwards. The mouth was thin and short, with 2 cavities either side of it. The nose drew into the mouth, and the top of the skull lent itself to holding a rather large brain. Researchers and archaeologists alike were completely baffled. They had never seen anything like this before, and, in fact, could not even link the skull to any prehistoric beings that may have been fossilized. The skull weighed around 500 grams, and next to it, a small piece of metal weighing nearly a kilo was also discovered. However, after more research and even more bemusement, the project was unofficially called off in 2002. To this day, nobody quite knows what the dreams that Roman experienced really meant, or how they guided him to the Roadope Skull. It must be said that this is one of few occasions where scientists have come together and agreed that an extraterrestrial being may be responsible for this truly strange relic. The disappearance of Paula Jean Weldon. Vermont is one of America's most beautiful states. Running through it are the Green Mountains from Massachusetts to the border with Quebec in Canada. The mountains encompass a 273-mile hiking route called the Long Trail, which was created in 1910. It coincides with the famous Appalachian Trail, another tranquil, scenic walking route on America's east coast. But the Long Trail is the route of choice that we are focusing on in this story. But for one family, however, 1946 was a year of hell. Paula Weldon was a regular student, studying art at Bennington College, Vermont. She worked shifts in the dining hall and after finishing up one afternoon, headed back to her dorm room to change for a hike she had not yet had the chance to undertake, the long trail in the Green Mountains. Paula told her friend that she would be gone for a few hours, and given her clothing choices, most definitely did not expect to be out after dark when the temperatures would almost certainly drop below freezing. December in Vermont is a long, cold, dark month. After leaving the school grounds and heading towards the mountains, a man named Lewis Knapp claimed to have picked up a girl matching Paula's description on Route 67. Just after 4 p.m., she was spotted by locals in the small stretch of road between Bickford Hollow Brook and Hellsbrook, meaning that Knapp did indeed drop her off at her intended location. Paula walked about a mile down the road to Woodford Hollow, where she would start her hike on the long trail. The student had not been walking for long when she came across another group of hikers of whom she asked directions. Little did they know that they would be the last people to ever see the girl alive. When Paula failed to return to college that evening, her friends quickly grew worried. Local authorities were contacted the next morning, and then the police. But the odds were stacked against the search party from the start, as the new day revealed a thick sheet of fresh snow covering the ground. The local police force in the area was badly organised, and thus the investigation was headed up by the local sheriff, the state attorney, and a private investigator. Students and some law enforcement officers from neighbouring states joined the search, but to no avail. Paula Jean Weldon had simply vanished in the mountains. A waitress at a diner in neighbouring state Massachusetts claimed she had served a disturbed young lady fitting Paula's description some days later. Officers were baffled by this revelation, but a lack of evidence saw it investigated no further. Strangely, Paula's father then disappeared himself for nearly 2 days upon the waitress's admission, leaving some to believe that he may have been involved. A popular early theory was that Paula had eloped with a lover. Some classmates claimed that she had grown disillusioned with and distracted from her studies, and it was rumoured that her father was not impressed by a boy she had been seeing. Claims as to where Paula's body lay were made for years after the case was closed, but no evidence was found to support these. To this day, Paula is presumed to have died in the Green Mountains. Unfortunately, police could never rule out foul play, with abduction, kidnapping, and assassination all viable avenues. By whom, however? Well, that has never been established, and nearly 80 years later, it is unlikely to ever be. The Mount Everest Ghost Sightings. Climbing Mount Everest is synonymous with feats of physical and mental strength and determination, requiring months of preparation. However, as one of the world's most unforgiving mountains, storms and avalanches can leave climbers vulnerable to the elements and overwhelm them without warning. Not without reason, then. The mountain is said to be the resting place of over 100 bodies and is referred to as the world's highest cemetery. Over the years, it has played host to various supernatural incidents, ranging from the casual ghost to malicious entities vying for a way into the soul. One theory behind these sightings, especially popular amongst the Sherpas, a native Nepalese group that live around Mount Everest, is that the Himalayan region is of religious significance, and that disrespect for the mountains has led to an accumulation of bad karma, which has given rise to spirits who haunt the mountain. Another more scientific explanation suggests that these events are simply caused by the lack of oxygen and colder temperatures at higher altitudes, which can affect the brain's ability to discern what is real and what is a figment of the imagination. This line of thought therefore deems such supernatural occurrences as mere hallucinations. Perhaps one of the most terrifying events was when a ghost reportedly tried to possess some of the residents of Bemni, a local Himalayan village. One of the witnesses, Mohan Singh, was confronted by the spirit while chopping wood. The spirit took the form of a human initially, but during their altercation, it would grow to 9 feet tall before dropping down to the size of a chicken. Shortly after this sighting, Singh came down with a fever and believed to be possessed by the spirit. He immediately sought help in the form of an exorcism conducted by a Hindu priest. To this day, the villagers still report being possessed frequently, especially during important events such as weddings or funerals. With that said, it is not all doom and gloom when it comes to the supernatural spirits of the Himalayas. There have been several paranormal incidents in which the ghosts have actually been helpful, even going as far as to display a touch of patriotism. One such event occurred in 1975 when climbers Dougal Haston and Doug Scott sensed that a third climber was near them whilst being hounded by the elements one night. The ghost offered support and much-needed hope for the struggling climbers who had run out of oxygen and food. After their ordeal, they both affirmed that without the friendly ghost's help, they would never have made it through the night. Everest may be a desolate place, but are you ever really alone there? Mountains are incredible wonders of nature, both beautiful and ominous in equal measure. One thing to be remembered, however, is that Mother Nature, on mountains especially, is not always kind, and that it is always best to be prepared for any eventuality, no matter how strange. But what do you make of these 3 mountains and their intriguing secrets? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.